I did.
Here he said this happened.
Oh,
That's
crap.
I wish I'd rewatched it because I'm not remembering what he told me. I remember the encounter. I don't remember if it was a decade or two ago. Was it the late? I feel like
the 90s.
I think it was in the 90s or like
I
the,
think it was the 90s.
I feel it was like it was the 90s
because he
too.
said it was you could drive. It was when you used to drive through here. See the tracks. So like only people who get heat can really come in here. Yeah. But,
So okay, so where are we right now?
so we are in the Freetown Fall River State Forest.
Okay.
In the kind of near Fall River, Massachusetts, or New Bedford kind of area. The sort of third tip of the triangle, the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah. And this is where.
Yeah, if you want me to walk over there, we can run through the whole thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're good?
We're live, man. We got people in the chat. We're going, man. Hey, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I got the thing is like we were. So first of all, we met up, and then we got the full tour. I got the whole tour from these guys of Dighton Rock, which I'll probably end up doing a show on, honestly, after this, because it was so intriguing. And then we drove down Coppercut Road, which had no service. None. No service.
We found the so-called Pukwudgie Hut.
The Pukwudgie Hut.
Call it.
Yep. Which I'll post that too. Coppercut Road is like, man, it goes through this forest. It's nowhere. We were up and over.
Very bad road.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm used to bad roads, and I can tell you, this was like New Hampshire bad. For Massachusetts is saying a lot.
This was crazy. So
like
anyway,
off road, you can't get on it with a two-wheel drive.
No, it was nuts. Look at Chewie go. Look at him go.
I've never been up there. Should go.
So we're here now. Aleks is going to run down what happened.
When you go up there, maybe we'll have you throw some stuff down, see if we can replicate it.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. But
yeah, let's get over there.
We'll talk about it. So, yeah, this grew in. Like last year, these little saplings were not here.
Yeah.
It was like clear to this almost. Dirt bike trail. Yeah, tell me whenever you want me to kind of run through it.
Go ahead, go for it. Run through it.
So last year, like pretty much exactly a year ago, April 2022, I was doing the Bridgewater Triangle Bigfoot, whatever Beyond the Trail episode. I forget the name of the title. There's too many of them. It's hard to remember. But I was filming that, and so I'd spent one time. I came down here with Brian because his friend has actually seen an apparition in here. I think you should get him to tell that story.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
because it's a really good one. Because there's a Lady of the Ledge story.
Right.
But I was with Dave McCullough of Squatchachusetts, which is a Massachusetts-based Bigfoot research group. John Wilk, Dave McCullough. Shout out to those guys.
They're great.
Fantastic people. There was one guy. There's a BFR report. I believe it's on there. Oh, he's already thrown.
He's tossing stuff down already.
Hold on. We're still telling the story. So this is a BFR report. So if somebody wants to go track it down, I know it's like a Class B sighting because it was Class B encounter. It's on the BFRO. Dave brought us out here with a guy who's from this area. He says it was like, I want to say it was either the 90s or maybe the early 2000s when you used to be able to drive into here. He drove up his truck here and they were hanging out here one night. I'm, probably hanging out. I don't know, maybe smoking, something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't want to assume. But they were hanging out here. And he says that they heard, something up on that kind of cliff. And this is sort of like a kind of a eroded sand pit area.
Yeah.
And they said that they, kind of had the truck parked right here and basically like right out in this little patch here that there were some big rocks. He said, even bigger than this one, that just kind of like plopped down from the top of that hill. And they heard like some thumping noise or something up there. So they were just hanging out here, like sitting in the back of the truck, and they heard that coming down. And the full encounter is in the
movie
Triangle Bigfoot film, in like the middle section of it. If you guys want to check it out,
check it out, guys. It's so worth it. I don't want to
misquote the guy. It was like literally a year ago that we were here, so I don't remember.
Look at him.
So he's throwing stuff down now. Let's
hey, Bri. See how far you can get it.
How far
can you get it out here?
Oh, that's gonna be a. Yeah.
Oh, you got the bad shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to test it out anyway.
Oh gosh.
Oh, he's testing out. So he took a bad fall.
Yeah.
While hiking. Yeah, he's got the video of it. He fell over and messed up his shoulder.
Yeah.
Up in New Hampshire in the mountains. So yeah, that's a pretty good distance.
Oh crap! Here we go.
Like that.
That's a toss.
20 feet from the spot where supposedly the rocks fell.
And that's a toss. And that rock was smaller than the rock you just put down.
Yeah, I mean, he said it was like, I mean, like maybe football sized or smaller. I mean, this is smaller than football, but bigger than a tennis ball kind of thing. And he said like there was the noises. There you go.
Here you go.
See how it's like rolling down?
Yeah.
He said
They
said it came out there
plopped.
and just kind of landed or landed.
So that
in this
means
area.
there was a
There was
trajectory of up
probably.
and then boom.
I mean, I would assume. I mean, you know, he said, and the stomping noises and whatever said it sounded like. Oh, there's no one.
Okay.
See, that's a big.
There you go. That's a plop.
That's a plop, so it means heavier plop. But he said the noises came from up there, and he said after that whole thing happened with the rocks, they immediately got out of there. They were just like didn't want to deal with it. That was
Yeah.
That's what we just said with the plop. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah. And so now
it didn't roll.
look where that's landing.
Yeah. Now it's got to land out here.
It's got to land down here.
So he said they left right away, and I'd asked him. He had some other stories of, you know, growing up in the area. You heard about like the cult stuff, some of the cult activity. He said that he also had a friend who supposedly saw the ghost trucker thing on.
Oh yeah, the mad. Yeah.
But this was the weirdest thing he had experienced, and yeah, the whole. Like I said, I think I want to say the BFRO encounter is public, but I know. Because I know Dave McCullough, that's how he got his contact information, because they had taken that report through the BFRO.
That was a big rock. That you
I don't know. I
just
mean, to me, like this area at the current state it's in, with my idea of what Bigfoot is, I don't know if something could live in an area surrounded by so much human activity. I mean, there's a lot of people in the forest. But like, if you look at the traditional history of the Bridgewater Triangle Bigfoot sightings, like the 70s to the 90s was like the most of them.
Yeah.
Just a lot of them. Not as many in the Freetown area, more towards the Hockomock Swamp.
Yep.
But this was the one report from here of whatever it was. I mean, it was either somebody messing with them, or it wasn't. I mean, I don't know what else. It was not like another animal. Down here, there's no bear really.
Shotgun shells.
Oh.
People shoot right here. I mean, you know,
Right into the
yeah.
yeah right
So
into
there's
there.
there's not much reason for other animals to be doing this. There's no moose down here. There's no bear. There's deer. That's about it. That's the biggest animal you're going to get down here. Probably deer.
Yeah.
Because I know this far south in Massachusetts, they don't get bear really often.
No.
Or
It's
especially
very-
not moose. I mean, you get moose up in northern Massachusetts near the New Hampshire border.
Yeah.
They're it's like a shock to them. Whereas compared to where I live in New Hampshire, we get moose regularly in the area, more remote. It's a wider, more contiguous wilderness and rural areas than down here, which is like this. We're looking on the map. Freetown Forest is the biggest patch of woods basically in this whole area.
Yeah.
And we drove around it. We drove down Copacut. We went down that other crazy one. We almost didn't make it over.
Yeah.
And we circumnavigated the whole forest. But there's still some thick areas in here.
Absolutely, there
You
are.
can't even see in it. So thick.
No, it's super thick.
There was some
And
kind
it's
of
nothing you
fire
want to walk
recently.
through. It's nothing.
Yeah, there was stuff that was burnt down.
So I'm actually gonna. How hard? It wasn't hard getting up there. Walking on the sand. I'm gonna go up there. I want to check it out.
There's a little fire pit up there. There's a trail back there. I didn't see how far.
People definitely are dirt biking down.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a spot where you could up there, you can chill and have a little fire.
We came down here last year. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't.
Gosh, Chew.
He's not called him out and go for nothing. He's like, I was waiting all day for this. You guys take me down these dangerous roads. Yeah.
Had to sit in the back of a car for hours. He's so good. And we had a very good first impression. We had a very good meeting.
That was better than I thought it would go.
Yeah.
Huge beard.
He fears beards. So does my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a burner. That's a burner.
Sandy, or what was like 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's back there.
It's crazy. It's a long way.
It is. If you want to scare someone, though.
Oh yeah, I mean you could totally hide up here. Look at this.
Oh, it's perfect. And quiet.
It is a long way. I can't throw too hard because I don't have good footing, but my fat ass. Whew. All right, hold on. Let me get over here so I can watch this. Go for it. Yeah.
That was bad. Let's see, that went to like hit stuff on the line. You really have to have a good arm or
Dude, that's a long way. That is a long way. From down there, it doesn't look that far.
I mean, I gave all I had with that big rod
Yeah.
to get it down there.
Look at this, like at night, you've got people sitting down there.
Oh, you're not
doing
gonna see
whatever.
shit.
Maybe they don't even have a fire. I'm standing right here. I can see them. I can chuck stuff. I can make noise.
And they're not seeing anything.
You wouldn't be able to see it in the dark. No way.
And then boom, gone, and I'm out of here. They don't even know what.
Especially if there's foliage too. What time of year it was.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, yeah, get you just straight through here, gone.
This is what, Bristol County?
Yes.
Yeah, Bristol County. 30, 40 yards, and you're into the wood line over there. You can't see anything. All right, I'm going to go back in the chat real quick to see who's here.
I don't know how old it is, but
What's up, Roundorf? Salty, Judy, Sharon, Mikey.
if I was a kid, man,
No, this report is
if I was
not
a
on.
teenager, this is the place I would call.
I was wrong. This report is not on the BFRO.
Oh wow.
I mean, this is still
Oh.
Bristol County, right?
Dude, is it in your documentary, The Year?
Bigfoot
It
Mapping
is.
Project.
Dude, I'm going right
Maybe?
into it now.
Hey,
Yeah.
VA Moon, how are you? Sharon, nice to see you.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, Carson.
Cool.
Yeah.
Brown Dwarf.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brown Dwarf. What's
Yeah,
up, dude?
he's awesome. Little Lone Prepper. Chris from Country Boy Cryptids. Becky. Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Sorry it took a little.
Yeah, the only ones that are showing up on the Bigfoot Mapping Project are you've got a track find, I guess. And this is the sighting that I was thinking of, a different one from 2009. Class A guy and his girlfriend, and they saw this thing on the road. That sighting I referenced, or that encounter, is not on the BFRO. A lot of times those things don't go public, especially if the person doesn't want to share. Sometimes they don't want to share it, but he's pulling up the documentary now. So
To see when. Man, this is crazy. It's a weird area. There's so much weird stuff
it's just so weird. I mean,
surrounding this area. The Dighton Rock thing is weird. Okay, so guys, if a few weeks ago I went to a place called Gunjiwamp. It was by my house, and it was this weird old settlement, and there was all this mystery surrounding it. There was like carvings and certain rocks and stuff, and nobody really knows how, why, or who built this place. And then Dighton Rock.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear. Okay, so let's listen.
Later, we met with Dave McCullough, who arranged to have us speak with a man who had experienced something strange in the forest a number of years ago. You talked about something weird going on. I mean, what?
Oh yeah, we came out here, we parked the vehicle. When we get out of the vehicle, the headlights have like a 30-second delay. After the headlights were shut off, we were planning on going for a walk through the woods. After the headlights shut off, we heard a loud, like, woo, weird noise.
It's like
And-
a grunt, or
Like a grunt, yes. Then
you couldn't.
I can't recreate it, no. It got our attention, so we turned that way, and within seconds, a big rock came from up over that hill, up on that hill, came down and just planted right maybe 5
There you
feet away
go.
from us, 6 feet away from us, maybe. Then we just all looked at each other. Then we heard three big footsteps. And just, that was it. We looked at each other, jumped in the car, and ran. Which I wish we didn't do that today.
It freaked you guys out, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Got us off guard.
fear.
And wasn't expecting that.
Pure fear.
Typical reaction.
Yeah.
It sounded just like a big rock hitting the ground.
Well, yeah, it was. You can see it came straight down and just plopped to the ground. It didn't hit and roll or anything like
That
that.
it had to have a trajectory where it
So it
went
was high
up
up.
and
And it was
then.
Stops. I mean, how would you estimate how far away they were? How close they were to you?
I mean, it literally scared the hell out of us. So I just know it was really loud, but it had to have been somewhere on top of the hill.
So we're standing right
Where
now.
we're standing right now.
Right? I mean,
Oh, yes.
if you stand up there, you probably have a good view down here, right?
Oh yeah.
I was trying to spy on someone down here, definitely.
And I mean, do you have any idea why somebody might be out here at night, stalking people out here?
No, and if they were, this wasn't them because no person can make that sound. make those loud steps or even throw a rock that far.
Yeah, we just
To
proved
have
that.
to
We-
go
yeah.
up that hill as big as it was to land down here, that's
It's
impossible.
big. I wish I knew how big the
So
rock
what made you think
was.
it might be something Bigfoot related?
I didn't know Bigfoot. I don't believe in Bigfoot, but there was something. Now I am a believer.
How many people have said that?
Huh, yeah.
I reported it to BFRO, and they referred me to Dave and John.
Yeah.
And they came down and did their little research.
And you mentioned, you've been in this area for a while. You hear a lot of weird stories. I mean, you were just telling me a little bit off camera some of the strange stories. I mean, what is it about this forest? Why is there so much weird
I'm
stuff?
not sure. I think with the cult and everything that's been in here, they say, it's really a lot of haunted stories going on in here. Hauntings. A lot of different people
You said you
report.
actually knew somebody who was connected to the kind of the cult stuff?
Well, no, not connected. His sister-in-law was murdered by him.
Oh, jeez.
And the other friend, they used the mother's head as a soccer ball.
Oh, gosh.
God, I love the Freetown
But
State
there's
Forest.
been a lot of orbs. People report they've seen orbs out here, and we've seen a couple of
Spirit- I
strange
wouldn't be-
things ourselves unexplainable.
Yeah, could you tell me just about that weird light thing you saw?
I was driving down Copacabana, and there was a head
Where we
headlight
just
coming
were.
up behind me, and they just seemed to be coming faster and faster. So I pulled over. The people who were with me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just let that truck pass us," and they're like, "What truck?" There was nothing there. And as I was pulling over, my eyes, I looked through my rearview mirror, and I seen the truck as it was passing. Well, I didn't see a truck. I just seen lights, and nobody else seen anything.
Weird. Yeah, there's the story of the ghost trucker, Mad
That trucker, you said yes.
Weird, man. That's
It is
weird.
definitely weird. It's hard to explain,
Yeah.
but it definitely happened.
Well, I thank you for sharing your story.
Crazy.
Good stuff.
Crazy, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we're, oh, yeah. Well, this isn't going to show
That's
up
what
great.
we're walking through, yeah.
But yeah, we're right here, man.
That's where
That's
we're
where
going.
we're gonna go.
Well, we're heading there next. We'll
We're
see.
heading there next. This,
I haven't seen that interview in like a year.
That was
Pretty much
cool.
since I recorded it, I haven't watched it. So I was glad I remembered the detail about it plopping down instead of. He specifically said
And
instead of
Right,
rolling.
like
Rolling.
I said, how big the rock was.
Yeah.
right.
That's a tall tale because I'm throwing
Yep.
stuff and that was hard.
And he was
Yeah.
getting half the
Everything.
distance to where.
Half the distance. And again, you're talking about throwing those things a different trajectory. You're throwing them more out. This, with the way he said it, it came straight down, boom,
Yep.
which meant it had to have had a very high arc to it.
Yeah.
A very high arc, and a very high arc from here to where it
I
landed.
know.
That's
It's not an easy throw at
it
all.
is
I mean,
power, man.
You got to have a powerhouse of a hand. But he said about that noise that he doesn't think a person could have done it. I mean, that's the interesting thing. I wish, obviously,
That's
you
it.
can only imagine what it sounded like. But
The
yeah, he
It's the
said
same thing I say when it happened about the tent.
uh,
No human can make that sound when I
Yeah.
heard it. No one. No one's
Weird.
gonna vibrate. Send that vibration through me and vibrate my earlobes. No.
it's
no
just
person
it's
can.
yeah. I mean, being as big as they're supposed to be, right?
Wild.
The power that would come out of them is, pretty
I'm glad he
crazy.
Came up here though. I didn't come up here last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a different perspective it gives you. I mean, that thing could have disappeared in any which way you turn up here. It's gone. And look, you can't see. Once you get into those trees right
3
there,
steps.
you can't see nothing.
It ran.
You can't see nothing. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in there.
See me in the chat.
Oh, you're in the chat?
I'm watching it now. Yeah.
There he is.
That's too funny.
Oh, that's funny, man. Well, thank you guys for being here, man. This is pretty crazy. It's a nutty area. It's nutty.
This doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, that's the thing. I was kind of telling. We've been talking about this common theme, right? When you're out here, there's something for everybody. If you're into true crime, the chilling. Oh,
I gotta
The
shut it off.
echo.
Sorry, my
there's
bad.
this chilling, stuff with this cult, the Fall River cult, the murders. I mean, that interview that I did with Alves last year, was the detective, and
Dude.
he's in the Bridgewater Triangle documentary too. That was probably one of the worst. A great interview, but like one of the most disturbing. I shouldn't say worst.
Yeah.
Worst in terms of content, like that. He told us about the stuff that was going on. I mean, it was myself, Carrick Eli, and the director of the Bridgewater Triangle, Aaron Kadju, who was there. And Aaron knew Alvin, was kind of helping us guide the interview a little bit, and he talked about the most disturbing one was finding a newborn baby. I don't know if you want me to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've already mentioned
it's
that,
all
but
right. Yeah.
a dead newborn baby found in a trash bag on the edge of the forest, like less than 24 hours old, and it was just dumped in there. And I remember when that happened. I looked at Carrick, and I was looking around like you could hear a pin drop in the room. I mean, there was just this like everyone turned white like ghosts kind of thing. We're all just like
Somber.
shocked. It was a shocking moment. And he talked about being the first on the scene for the Mary Lou Aruda murder,
Where the girl was tied to the
she was
tree.
tied to a tree and decapitated, and he had to wait alone in the woods in the middle of the Freetown forest until the crime scene people came, because he was taken there, I think, by dirt bikers or something like that, and he had to wait alone. And I'm like, how did you do that? He's like, I tried not to think about it. I mean, what do you do?
Calm without panicking.
And you see that much horror. I mean, he was involved in the Fall River cult stuff, the highway murders. He was on the scene for a lot of that. So he's like, Freetown's not a big town. I mean, Fall River's not that big of a city.
Big, no.
So he's a cop, a detective who's seeing more horror than probably a lot of police see in their lifetimes. And this is all within like a 15, 20-year period.
But like you said, if I was going to drop a body somewhere, this is
where they
where
would
I
do it.
drop
This is
it.
where you do it.
I mean, he even has a story. This one's wild. This one you have to find on YouTube.
Oh boy.
So Aaron Cadieux has a whole thing on his channel, Bristol County Media, where he has the Bridgewater Triangle doc. Really recommend people go.
Amazing.
It is the hands down best thing done ever done on the Bridgewater Triangle in terms of media. This interview with Alvin was like an outtake that they didn't get to put in the documentary. So he has a whole like 10, 12-minute video of him sharing stories from this area that didn't make the cut in the movie. And one of them was that there was like weird reports of cult activity in the area. Or not even. They had found like just some weird suspicious criminal stuff. And they brought in some kind of medium, right? She had worked with police departments before, and he was kind of like, oh, she's kind of a nut or whatever. And they took her out to an area in the Freetown forest, and she said, I want to get out of here. There's extreme, like I see devil worship going on here. I see crosses and all this weird stuff. And he says this
That's
is
what freaks me out.
he says like this. Like, they thought she was a nut, and this was like a full year before they actually had legit cult activity being reported in the forest. So like she apparently was onto it before everybody else. And she wasn't from here. She's from New Jersey. Go watch that interview, because that it's on the Bristol County Media, Alvin Alves Detective, because that is like the outtakes that couldn't make it in the film. And like, so if you're into true crime, this place has an inordinate amount of it. If you're into puckwudgies,
if you're into Bigfoot,
Yeah.
if you're into
Paranormal. Cult activity. If you like French Renaissance artwork, you'll probably find it out here.
the Lizzie Borden house is probably only
Right
a few
down the road.
miles from
A
where
few
we are,
miles, yep.
which is crazy. There's the Native American history, the tragedy here with the Plymouth colony, with the tribe, the Wampanoag. I mean, we're about to go to the ledge, go there next, and that's another creepy spot where there's definitely been people killed and or suicided there. So it's just so weird. I mean, there's not a lot of ways to explain it, conventionally at least, that I'm convinced, that I'm aware of.
So much.
It doesn't make
In
sense.
one
In
small
one
area.
It's like, what do you want to delve into?
Yeah.
And
Okay, now we can
Yeah.
delve into this if we want.
And what Aaron told me was that, like, literally every week there is probably a documentary or a podcast around the world where they discuss the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yep.
There's nothing more famous than the Bridgewater Triangle other than the Bermuda Triangle,
Right.
which is originally how Lauren Coleman kind of coined
Coined
the term
this.
for the area. But I just look into it, folks. Don't believe everything you read, because there's obviously, I think a big factor too is it becomes an urban legend. So like, we're driving around the road today and we find just a shoe on the side of the road.
That's so
If I was in some random woods in New Hampshire and I see a shoe in the road, I'm like, oh, these people are littering. They
Yeah.
suck. Out here, there's like a more sinister nature to it just because it's in the location of the
Instantly.
most haunted
It's
forest in
in
America,
creep
right?
factor.
So the
Yeah.
creep factor's there. There may be something mundane. Some guy just dumped it in there, but we're immediately like, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
I'll feel
Yeah.
it.
What,
I mean,
what's
even-
attached to the shoe?
Or that smell. I mean, as we drove by earlier,
Oh,
I smelled something dead
God.
in the woods. Probably a deer, but we're like, I really hope it's a deer, a critter, not something else. You
Oh
know?
man.
Just because of the
The history.
history
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's
Really amazing that just one area that's this size can have
overwhelming.
overwhelming amounts of this strange,
Going on
violent,
hundreds of
evil,
years.
dark,
Yeah.
hundreds of years.
I
of
mean,
it.
the 60s was like when the Bigfoot stuff started, was like the 60s, 50s, but
Yeah, and
so
you
much
ain't even
since
talked
then.
about the UFO shit.
yeah, I didn't even talk about that.
Yeah,
The
it's-
news reporters who saw the
That's
football field
right.
size
The two guys, yeah,
news report. Yep, they're camera guys, and like.
And he said, I remember him. The one guy had he cut a triangle and then put a flashlight to the bottom of it, glued it on the bottom.
He made a model.
Made a model. He said because he remembered the thing he remembered the most was it was flying towards them and that light pointing at them as it was flying towards them. Yeah.
Nice.
And these are two news reporters.
Yeah, and one guy was Air Force veteran.
Yeah.
Seen tons of planes.
Yeah.
There's just so much inordinate amount of weirdness. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what you're into. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Look up the highway murders. If you're into serial killer true crime, this place has it. It's an unsolved murder, by the way. It hasn't been solved. Crazy. I won't mention anything more about it. No, seriously, because Aaron is working on the highway murders documentary. So, and that one's about like specifically that case, but that's just one part of it. That was even lumped in with the cult stuff. But that's a separate serial killer case.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the cult.
Yeah. And then the Mary Lou Aruda murder, too, which was probably one of the most gruesome murders down here because of the nature involving a child found mutilated in the woods. The guy who did the murder, because the cult stuff was swirling around, he blamed it on the cult to try to get himself off.
Dude, they overturned the verdict twice, right?
Because of the cult stuff.
Because of the cult stuff. And then finally in 1990...
It was like years after.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or,
they finally
or 2000s.
Great documentary.
Oh, it's...
River.
Fall River, that's
yeah,
another one.
yeah.
Watch that documentary if you're into the true crime.
So
that delves into the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you want, watch the Bridgewater Triangle documentary. Go to Bristol County Media on YouTube. Then go watch the Fall River series. You can also watch our video, Bridgewater Triangle Bigfoot. We touch on all this.
You touched on everything.
The one by Aaron Cadju is definitely the definitive piece on the triangle, and John Horrigan narrates it, who's a fantastic.
Got a great voice too. Yeah.
And we also did a Pukwudgie thing down here a few years ago, the show called Chasing Legends. You can check that out. But there's a lot of stuff on it. I mean, it's weird. There's just a lot of weirdness.
Yeah, tons of it.
You can hear the wind blowing up here. I mean, it's just a cool area.
It is very cool.
What do you think?
Guys, man, this is just amazing. Hey, Pappy Two Bears, what's going on? Frankie, how are you? Strangeland, welcome. Strangeland says... there was an area where we thought flashlights on the other side of the pond early morning as we walk in the dark to fish back in 91. To this day, I won't go there. Screams. Oh, guys, I'm so excited. You have no idea. I know how blessed I am. It's been amazing. It's been so much fun. Such a bucket list thing to be out with these two guys. And this guy right here. Huh, Bubba? What are you doing? What's up, Chewie boy? We all know who the real stars of these videos are. If there's ever any animals involved, it's always the animals. What's up, Bubba? What are you doing, pal? You're just having a grand old time. We got the Chewie cam going. Chewie cam.
Over the cliff.
Yeah, let's do the cliff. But look at these woods, man.
Yeah, they get thick.
They get thick, dude.
Thick and they're ugly.
Thick and creepy. I mean, this is no joke. Considered to be the most haunted woods in America.
In America, yep. You know, if you look up the most haunted forests in America, this is number one.
Oh yeah, on like all the lists.
On all the lists. The place that oh God, I'm gonna fall if I do this.
Hey, make sure you film it.
You want to trade?
Yeah.
I get all my falls on film.
I can't fall in front of you guys. I mean, it's one thing I fall on my own, but
All right, dude, we fall more than you like. I mean, this is the guy who basically dislocated his shoulder falling, right?
oh man.
Was it a tear or what was it?
Labrum?
I fractured.
Yeah.
And I bone bruised.
Yeah, it was a pretty serious.
Would you tear the labrum?
I tore the two tendons here that connect your shoulder to your arm.
Oh.
So I couldn't lift my arm above my head like this for months.
Yeah, that's right.
So it took me 3 months of therapy to get it.
Wow.
Finally, that's the first time I threw
Yeah. Wow.
since October.
Dude, I can empathize with you. I had a bone tumor taken out of my left shoulder bicep
Wow.
area when I was 14. And because of how big it was, they had to go through so much muscle and all this that I was in a sling for months. And I remember just trying to lift my arm, like for the first time when I first started the physical therapy. Just my arm felt like it was 200 pounds, man.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
I couldn't lift like a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
I
was
couldn't-
nuts.
I couldn't lift anything. I was so depressed.
Oh.
Man. Oh, good boy. Chewie, good boy.
He's a good boy, huh? Maverick, if you're watching.
We'll get on that level someday.
Maybe we need to bring Maverick out in the woods once in a while, get some of his energy out. If only I guess the reason I don't is because he gets sick in the car.
Yeah.
He's terrified of the car, he gets sick. But when we brought him to get neutered, that was the first car ride he's ever taken that he didn't throw up.
No kidding. Oh, well, so, I mean, he'll get used to
So
it.
we're fingers crossed that he may have grown out of it because he wasn't shaking like he normally was. So if he does, I'm going to start bringing him with me.
Yeah.
I think he'd love it. He'd love it.
I can't go anywhere without
Yeah, man. You want to bring him with you.
Yeah. I don't feel right if I don't bring him with me.
Plus, it would be good. It could be so good for him, especially like get some of that.
Yeah, if you could let him run. If there's a spot, you could just let him run around.
Some energy out, But yeah, guys, this place is creepy. It's weird. I can't imagine what it would feel like being here at night.
Oh, it's not fun. I'll tell you that.
Well, we went down Cop Cut Road, and we stopped at a spot where Aleks slept in his car.
Yeah, I saw
At night?
down there.
And we pulled in there, and the first thing in my head, and I didn't want to say it out loud because I wanted to be cool. But the first thing in my head was, absolutely not. There's no way I'd sleep in this spot.
Yep. I mean, I tell you, I was definitely gripping a weapon all night. Because your mind wants to run with you.
Of course.
I will say the scariest thing that happened that night was I felt something like moving around in my sleeping bag. I go down, there's a freaking tick trying to attach itself on the side of me, meaning he was inside the sleeping bag with me like all night, probably trying to find a place to get in. So that was the scariest thing that happened, sleeping in the Bridgewater Triangle.
Beyond the train.
I took him out and I burned him alive. I hate ticks.
Oh, me too. I can't stand them. Matter of fact, the last 2 weekends I went out in Petakov, I've come back. One day I came back with 2 on me, and the next day I came back with 1.
I'm gonna have to do a good check after this. We all will. We'll check each other. Definitely not fun.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of fun.
Oh, man.
You said Aleks offered. Aleks offered first.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a cool area. That the history, like I said, even if you're just into just history, there's a lot here between
Tons.
Native American stuff and what they call King Philip's War. One of the first settled places in the U.S.
Yeah,
down in Virginia, Roanoke, and those areas. But
I say that all the time. New England, for maybe its lack of Sasquatch history, I think
it's even a misnomer.
It is a misnomer,
It's so
100%.
taboo.
Yeah. Most of that because people don't talk about it.
Like I'm here with 2 guys from New England who both had Sasquatch-like encounters.
Yeah.
You saw one in Massachusetts. He experienced his thing up in the White Mountains, which is pristine,
beautiful area in New Hampshire.
Which is an area that that's where there are a lot of reports from tourists. I mean, he wasn't from that area, so he just had that happen to him while he was there.
Wasn't looking for it. Had no
Yep.
idea.
You know what?
It took years to even realize what it was.
Right.
So.
And this is what I want. This is why I want to go out on a night investigation so bad, camping, because you hear so many times, it's the campsite. The campsite is like the campsite. Campers are the ones who you talk to. They go, something came into camp. It went through the cooler. It did this. I felt something press on the tent, like Brian.
Yep. I'll tell you, like at some point this summer, if you guys want to do this, I'm totally down to go to that place in Vermont where I went up, where I had this, like in the morning, Carrick and I had 7 different things thrown at us kind of in our direction. After
the night when you before was that the main?
It was
stayed in Vermont, and then
we were going to Lake Champlain Monster Day thing in Port Henry, New York, and we slept in the Green Mountains at an area, and we did wood knocks the night before, and I put up pheromone chips, and we're just like transiting there, and it's a dead end campsite, not like an official campsite, no picnic tables, nothing. There was like a rudimentary fire pit built out of stones. Like we're talking, the my kind of campsite where there's no. You can't walk to a toilet or anything.
Right.
Very wild place. And we were woken up in the morning. I heard what I thought were 3 wood knocks. And then 20 or so minutes later, Carrick and I both hear what sounds like a wood knock, and we're like, "Did you hear that?" And then, I don't know, 10 minutes later, we had no rainfly on the tent. We start hearing these things being thrown towards us, and you could see from the distance on the hill, like the leaves parting as something was falling in an arch pattern. In the audio, I mean, it sounds like giant things getting thrown at us. We couldn't figure out what they were because there's all kinds of rocks and leaf litter and stuff on the ground. It is so thick to get up to that spot. So by the time we were going up to the spot, there was nothing there. I mean, because it's like a jungle, impenetrable. I have the videos and the audios of it on my channel, Sasquatch Out of the Shadows, like Vermont Bigfoot audio question mark, something like that. We should go to that site and sleep there.
Yeah.
Like dead end. My brother's camped up there before. Hasn't had anything happen, but you know, him and his buddies probably drinking up there, so they weren't really paying attention to that kind of stuff. But that was just weird. I camped up there one other time in the fall and nothing. But that whole area has a lot of potential because it's just up into the mountains. If you were to walk outside of that campsite, you just go straight up a mountain, and then you're up on the Vermont Trail, on the 4,000 footers, the long trail. Yep. So there's nothing up there.
Well, listen, you don't have to ask me twice.
This maybe later in the summer or something like that. But because we want to do some Vermont stuff here in April as well, because we have some folks that we're talking to.
Especially after the melt, it's the perfect time to
Yeah.
get out there.
Well, that's how we
Everything is
found that
moving.
track. That was about a year ago that these guys found a track up in
Oh, I love
New Hampshire.
that video so much.
Yeah.
And I told Brian because
Her reaction.
the excitement, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, I remember, and
Put it lightly, they were shitting bricks.
they were shooting bricks. Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what to make of it. The track looks interesting. I mean, the impressions of such a perfect storm of that dirt buildup from being pushed by plows all winter on a back road. They don't salt the dirt roads as much. They use just dirt basically.
Right.
Sand. So it was like the perfect place to find an impression. And there was just 1, 2 going up the side of this embankment across the street from another track.
So 4 years earlier.
And it was right in that thaw, so you had animals moving on the move. The moose in the wintertime in New Hampshire, they usually hang out in and they stay pretty much in the same area. I mean, these things do the same. I mean, that's not far from a power line where that track was found. And on either side of the power line, I have a report from further down that part of New Hampshire. Evan has a report from up on the power line. These things are going up and down power lines, which is not an uncommon thing.
No, you hear it often.
Regardless, I mean, in November I was in Kentucky in an area where people had seen something going up the power line. So it's path of least resistance. It just makes sense. Other animals are doing it.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? Would you, if you had the opportunity? I mean, most of the time these things try to remain hidden, as we saw in that friggin' 3-mile trackway.
Yes, that's crazy. I love that.
In the middle of nowhere, this thing's sidestepping on logs. Where
it's being cautious where it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be, but it's still doing it. So it probably gets frustrated, and at times it's like, you know what, like, screw it. If I can take an easy road, I'm gonna take it. Like,
well, so for example, right now I'm reading a book, fantastic book called Rain Coast Sasquatch by Dr. Robert Alley, and it's a book from, I want to say it was like the mid 2000s. He wrote it about Sasquatch encounters in Southeast Alaska and coastal British Columbia. And I'm going up to British Columbia in a few months. So last night I was reading before I went to bed a couple chapters, and one of them was talking about encounters on Prince of Wales Island in Alaska. And he says that, like, over the course of a few years, in this one particular road crossing, there was like 3 or 4 different sightings in an area that's very wooded, seen by people either biking or driving, and it's always the same kind of encounter, same description of a creature. And when he looked at kind of the geography, he said it didn't seem inconceivable that maybe this thing wasn't particularly huge. It was reported as 6 or 7 feet tall, kind of lanky looking, but it was always the same sort of description almost in the same exact place. Like within a mile over the course of a few years, maybe this thing is just passing in between two habitats. Much about being seen by people because it's like, okay, I don't know. You can see the lead.
I said that. I go, listen, we need the star. Like every single show, he jumps on my lap, and all of a sudden, there people were like, forget the guest, forget the host.
Tell us about the cat.
Tell us about the cat.
Yeah, right.
That was my spot when the cat jumped.
It's creepy looking in there, man.
Yeah, look at all this. I mean, you cleared a lot of this.
Yeah.
On the side. Yep. Just another dark area.
You know, I haven't necessarily had any off-putting feelings. No.
Well, because we got these guys to protect us.
Yeah. We got
That's the same exact
Gotta
thing we
show
said
'em
last
that.
time we were here.
we got the bracelets. So I bought each of us a bracelet. It's a crystal bracelet. It's got 3 different stones on it. Each stone does its own thing to expel negative, dark energy and protect you.
I really dig it. I'm serious. I will be wearing this pretty often in situations where I know it's not going to get broken off.
Yeah, I like it, man. Hematite, tiger's eye, and I forget what the other one is.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, I thought it was masculine enough. Also,
What's that?
You never get sick of walking up on this.
Oh, I know.
man, it's crazy looking.
It's the mysterious place.
I was gonna say, look, even the looks of it just looks creepy.
It's ominous.
It's very ominous.
This is the only place I get that creep factor.
So let's
And
go.
I don't know if it's because of my buddy seeing that thing.
Yeah, but I want
We're
to
gonna
make sure
get the
that-
story when we
So
get up
let's
there.
go up the left side and then we'll come down the right side.
Okay. Come here, Chew. Come
Hey.
on, buddy. Look at this, man.
So yeah, there's a good view of it up here. So we can talk about some of the history. But the water looks nice and clear. I mean, especially after the winter now. It's a dog print.
That's a big print.
I mean, it looks very.
Oh, Chewie, come on, man.
He's already in the water. There you go. I mean, it looks very imposing from this angle.
Super imposing,
Maybe not
bro.
on camera, but I find just when you look at this place. Phew. Look at that.
Get him, buddy. Get in there, pal. Super clear.
I was sticking my GoPro in the last. Yeah, that's what I did last year.
My
Lose it.
the Osmo doesn't go underwater.
Yeah, don't try it.
No, that
It's not
definitely not.
intentionally, right? Unless if you go in, then it's going.
Then it goes in, but you know, we're trying not to have that happen.
But it's pretty deep. I mean, this is like a classic New England quarry,
Yeah.
where this would have been dug for the granite or whatever else they needed. So supposedly, according to Detective Alvin Alves, there are cars in here that were stolen cars. What they used to be able to do is you could drive all the way up to the cliff, and people would drive stolen cars off the ledge.
Just
You know,
ghost ride
bury
them
the
off.
evidence. Supposedly, there's bodies in here too. I don't know. I mean, we know there definitely have been people that have died here.
Yeah.
There's at least a confirmed suicide of a cop from New Bedford here. There's supposedly I've heard people jumping off the ledge and committing suicide. I don't know how many. I mean, you could be talking 3 or you could be talking 20. I mean, it's a really hard
story of the woman on the ledge.
Yeah, then there's this whole ghost story. There's a woman on the ledge. And Brian's friend saw some kind of apparition out here. I mean, what?
Late 90s. Late 90s he was up here. Back in the late 90s, this was kind of the place to come hang out, drink.
It's like a
socialize.
teenage hangout.
hangout.
Sure.
He was up here with one of his buddies, and they were drinking. He's up against a tree, and he sees this apparition just go right across. Just a white apparition, white. And it freaked him out. It freaked him out to where he ran. He ran, and we were at his house because he had a brother. We were all hanging out with his brother. He came and he told us the story. He was freaking out. Of course, everyone was laughing. Everyone was laughing.
Of course, back then, yeah.
But the way he told it and how much it freaked him out, and the look on his face said it all. Said it all to me. I don't care what anyone else was saying.
Yeah.
But I believed him. I believed him because he kept coming up over and over again. He just kept coming up wanting to see it again. Never saw it again. But that fascinated me.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's creepy, man.
It's not the only thing that's like I said, people say they saw it on the ledge. Supposedly Pukwudgie sightings. I mean, make of that what you will. There's that video from the Bridgewater Triangle documentary where they say that this woman got possessed and was trying to jump off the ledge. Even Alvin Alves, the detective, said that when he would come up to the cliff here, he'd get this like uneasy feeling, like something telling him to jump. I mean, and he's like a police officer,
right.
Sees all this death and devastation in the area. Chewie, you're all wet, man. Get me all wet.
He's having the time of his life.
So, and you'll see from up there too. I mean, it's a cool spot.
Alex, did they say any of those documentaries how deep they think this goes?
I don't know, but
I know it's.
I mean,
I know it's deep.
Stuff. You can see something there. What I would guess is the deepest part is probably right by the cliff. Maybe?
Yep, right by the cliff.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard.
Let's go up there.
Unless you want to go swim.
Let's go up there.
Dude, you want to hear a story about? I'll tell you a crazy story about a quarry. There's a quarry in Waterford, which was the town that I lived in when I was younger. And we used to go back there and party, like most quarries, right? It was in the back in the woods. Nobody went back there, and it was a cool place to drink.
Sure.
And so we were back there on a summer day, and we were swimming in the quarry because it would get the top of the water would stay so warm.
Oh yeah.
The first like 4 feet, 5 feet would be so warm, and then you could feel the difference. Your toe would dip below 5 feet, and it would be so cold.
So cold.
So it was fun
in the summertime.
In summertime, yeah, it was so fun to swim in because oh, look at it, just draining off there.
Well, I know. I mean, growing up in New Hampshire, we used to go to quarries all the time and jump off the cliff. We would go nowhere near as tall as this one, but people would put rope swings up and you'd swing off. And we had so much fun doing that kind of stuff in high school. Like after school, 20 people pile in a few cars and just go out and swim for the rest of the night.
That anymore.
No.
It's
and that's exactly what we were doing that day.
Yeah.
It didn't get ominous, but what happened was crazy. So just like this, transitioned down into the water. A couple of us were up over on the ledge, getting ready to jump off. Not like this. It was probably maybe half this. Maybe.
One of the larger ones.
Yeah, this is huge. It's getting me dizzy looking up at it. And the camera's not doing me justice. It looks probably. It looks so small on the camera. I'm sure.
100 feet, I'd say.
I mean, on top you kind of get a little.
Maybe 150. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get a feel for it on the top.
It's huge. So this girl walks down and she stands on a rock about this big around. All of a sudden, the rock freaking goes underwater.
Oh,
it was a gigantic snapping turtle.
Oh boy,
bro!
She's lucky she didn't lose a limb.
Dude, you have no idea. So the thing went underwater. She stepped on it. It took like maybe a second, and then it went under. Then she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" She jumps out of the water because she's like, "That rock just sank, right?"
Oh no!
And we're like, "The rock just sank." And so we're come down and we're looking, and the thing surfaces. And I have never in my life seen a snapping turtle this big. It was prehistoric big, dude. It was, yeah, dude. It had to have been.
It's when you wish you had.
Bro, the head on the thing was like.
Probably would have been a record.
It was like 2-3 of my fists. It was nuts, man. It was huge.
For Connecticut, that would have been a record.
Huge, bro. She stood right on it, 2 feet. And there were 15 of us there who saw it. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. It was nuts.
I love, they're kind of not really a cryptid, but I kind of consider
something that big.
Oh yeah, I'm into like the mountain lions and the mystery big cats, and like the out of place or giant animals. That's like fascinating.
Yeah, it's all that to me. It's not a cryptid in the true sense, but it's kind of in its own category because it's outside the norm.
You could go look for it. Maybe you wouldn't see it. I mean, what does that sound like, right?
Sounds like a cryptid to me.
Chewie's already up there. Look at that. The funny thing about dogs, they hike them out.
That pathetic look, like, come on.
The dogs will hike a mountain 2-3 times because they go up, come back down. Hurry up, human. Go up, come back down.
I figured on some of my hikes, he's going double what I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, get the little flick here. I would just use caution.
This is where the Air Max really work.
Oh yeah. Oboes, man. You don't.
I don't have my oboes on right
Oh,
now.
I was gonna say.
I saved those for the mountains.
Fair
This
enough.
is my
Casual hiking.
yes. casual
Wait.
hiking.
Oboes?
Yeah, these boots I have.
I think somebody's told me about these.
He's got the same ones, and I wore a pair. Hiked all the New Hampshire 4,000 footers in them. I just got this pair last year before I went to Alaska. A year ago, exactly. The tread on my old ones, and it was like worn down. They look like different type of shoe. Same type of shoe though.
But probably one of the most comfortable boots
I love them.
are oboes.
Worth every
Is that
penny.
people?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
some kids.
God. See, you're just in my mind like,
Especially in this place. I mean, I'm telling you.
all I heard this.
Yeah, right. Fuckwood just coming for
Oh, I'd love.
This is all from the old quarry. Look at this.
Yep, all the leftover slag. Or what do they call it? Slag. What's the leftover? Tailings? Is that what they call it? Or is that only with like gold mining?
Brian, this summer, I'm back from Alaska and the whole thing. I want to go taking the cow field crossing the water.
Something we do want. Absolutely. That's what we did the drone shot,
Yes.
right?
One of the coolest places.
That is so cool looking, man.
Little waterfall over
You
there.
were rock hopping right there.
It looks so fun. Once I get in my hiking shirt,
Oh, I know, man.
I'm gonna start doing that fun, that's what I want.
Yeah, I would run again.
When I go to Tennessee, I'm gonna do Alaska.
Oh, shit.
Any of you guys in the chat know what that word means? Cardio? Somebody put the definition.
They're all sitting on the couch watching us.
I was joking about me because I don't know what it means.
He's like, come on. So what are you guys waiting for? He's like, oh. He's like, I get this all the time with Dad. I'm waiting at you.
That was meant as self-deprecating humor. I was definitely not making fun of them. He took the easy way, huh?
You gonna try that way, Brian?
I'm going, dude.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Oh, cripe.
All right, ready?
Yep, I'll go around.
Those last couple steps out there.
Not doing that. Not doing that. I got a Osmo cam on my strap. I got a phone in my hand. Holy shnikes. Man, oh man. Dudes, is this where... kind of half a joke. Oh, I love graffiti actually. I love graffiti. If it's good. If it's good.
Yeah, it's like a good high school hangout.
So
On the edge.
is this where they filmed that Adam Sandler movie, Grown Ups?
No. I think that's a different clip.
I know he's New England. I know
it's
he.
like, it's got a bunch of graffiti on it.
I think so.
I
Maybe
wanna
not.
say
Maybe it
it's like-
doesn't. I don't know.
There's another. Yeah, I don't know.
I just know he's New England. He's always like in New England in his movies and whatnot.
Yep. So just take a look down there, if you dare. Don't get too close if you're getting comfortable.
All right, guys. I'm terribly
won't
afraid of
go.
heights.
Stop
Like
it.
Do you want me to hold the camera over? I can.
Yeah, you want to get a good shot?
extremely scared of heights.
Chewie,
get away
Yeah,
from
yeah,
me.
yeah, 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 yeah. Chewie, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chewie's like he's too comfortable. He's like, you guys are pathetic. Chewie, come here.
It is
Oh
a street.
my!
Wants a hug.
I like that feeling in my heart looking over the edge. I don't know.
Yeah, you're strange.
Over there is pretty cool walking over
Chewie
there.
just wants to chill.
I'm gonna tell you something.
At least I brought a towel. drive off.
This
Yeah,
is looking
so-
right over the edge of this.
And you're looking at a place where people have supposedly committed suicide. People jump this in the summertime from that ledge to swim in. They jump from over there. I've done a lot of crazy shit like that in my day, but I don't even think I would do that.
That's high, dude.
I've done maybe half this height.
Yeah, I've done probably half, maybe a third when I was younger.
Spit over it.
But this is nuts, bro.
Pretty weird. Some weird creepy graffiti here.
Very creepy. Very creepy. Again, guys, you know, there are people in robes in these woods doing strange things. There were how many calves? 20?
It was like a dozen or so, maybe 10 or a dozen, found out here, like just mutilated and left, which takes coordination.
Yeah.
Not just some random. You can't just get a dozen calves that eat. You know, that costs money.
It costs a
Calves
bunch
are not-
of fucking money.
Calves are not cheap.
No, hell no, they're not.
Beef or milk calves. I mean, like, you know, you're talking a good profit. So
This is.
It gets pretty cool. I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, and it's the best view around here. I mean,
Yeah, it's
It's a beautiful view.
with the drone too. Well, it's so funny when we were here filming last year. Eli crashed his drone right up on that tree over there. We were flying, and all of a sudden on the screen you just see like a bunch of stuff get tangled, and he crashed his drone, and it was like stuck in a tree. We were able to get it, and it was fine, but it was a bit of a sticky situation.
That was on the film, wasn't it?
No, we
Yeah.
put it in.
Yeah.
I had to go get it.
Yep.
It was like a bunch of briars. I had to go get that thing. I don't know why he's angry. Hold the grudge.
I almost bought a drone recently.
Yeah.
I had people talk me out of it. They were like, "Oh, this is like the worst purchase I bought for my channel, yada yada." They don't use it often. It's hard to use in certain places.
I love them. I use them all the time.
I was going to say, I thought I would love it because it gives you the ability to go into places you can't get into by foot.
Oh yeah. I want to
It
get
gives
a
you,
thermal
you
drone
can
sometime.
scout overhead, ahead of your, go ahead a little bit, look, see what's going on. I wanted one so bad, man.
in New Hampshire.
What's that?
I'll fly where you're not supposed to on the mountain peaks.
There's no rocks over there.
Are you? Oh, you're not allowed
You're
to?
not allowed to fly anywhere. They have some crazy
Who
rules.
said
Dude,
so?
I also.
Chewie, you're scaring the crap
Oh
out
my
of me.
God! Get out of there! Wow! He's leaning.
Chewie.
Oh my God! My heart just
My heart
dropped.
Wait, but who's got that rule?
You-
Have you heard that officially?
I've heard-
there
I-
are tons of because I got some footage off a kid when I hiked Mount
Yeah.
Eisenhower in the
Okay.
winter. He was up there flying a drone. I said, "Could you send me your footage?" So I put it in my video. All of a sudden, I'm getting these comments, be like, "Oh wow, you're not supposed to be doing that on the White Mountain National Forest."
That's
Then I
not
have these
true.
guys with the rules, and he's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be flying that in certain zones in the White Mountains."
Certain zones. That's the key word. You can fly drones in national forests, but protected wilderness areas, so like where Owl's Head is, Pemigewassa Wilderness, it's illegal to take off or fly a drone in that area.
Really?
Other areas you can. It's a courtesy thing because I remember when I was hiking the Whites, I was flying my drone and stuff, and I would post it in like the Facebook group.
Yeah.
75% of the comments are like, "Oh, this is amazing," whatever. The other 25 is people, "Oh, I go to hike to avoid human tech," like the total grumpy pants kind of
Oh,
comments,
jeez.
saying it's illegal. People are very misinformed. It's not illegal. Maybe like the top of Mount Washington, because it's a state park, probably illegal. So national.
Could you
forests
even
have different
fly one
rules.
up there with the winds?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I've done it
some
on.
days you
I've done it on
could.
Mount
Yeah.
Lafayette. I've flown drones on. What was it? Mount Hale that doesn't have a good view.
Oh yeah.
I got
So-
a great
so you
view
can
from
get
up there. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I want
Damn.
one.
So the thing with drones is there's a lot of rules, so you got to be cognizant of what's going on. Like when I was down in Florida, those perfect flat areas, Big Cypress National Preserve, would be amazing for a drone. Imagine with a thermal drone.
Oh my God!
It's all flat.
Oh my
Guess what?
God!
It's illegal to fly drones there, so you're shit out of luck.
I read
Because we
some.
had people criticizing us, saying, "Oh, why don't we
Why
fly
aren't you doing a
drones?"
thermal and all
And it's
that?
like we can't. You can if you want to get away with it. If you think
you
you're
wanna
going to get
break-
away
yeah,
with it,
But then, but there you go again. So you do it, somebody reports it.
Yeah.
Now your video on YouTube demonetized,
like-
strike against you,
Yes, and
channel gets a hit.
And we have a pretty big channel, so it's
Right,
like,
you don't want
I
to
gotta
take
be
that
careful
hit.
with all-
Yeah.
Cross my T's and dot my I's. Chewie, get over here.
Come here, buddy. Good Lord, this dog.
All right, let's go that way.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I did read somewhere recently that they said like YouTubers beware of the new laws in state forests and state parks where
Depends per state, because like I know in Louisiana you can fly in state parks, but Florida you can't. It's just you got to really
you got to read it.
It's annoying.
I still want one.
No, I'd say get them, because most of the places you're in some remote national forest, middle of nowhere, where there's no regulation, you're fine. It's not gonna happen.
Chewie, hey,
It's areas like this. I
You're
mean,
just
I have
making me nervous,
Chewie,
man.
Chewie.
come on, man.
Go up this way.
Come on, dude. Come on.
My
You've got
Lord.
apps. Like I've got an app called Before You Fly, and I can check
If you're
the
good.
regulations from the feds. Here I'm cleared for takeoff, no active advisories, maintain situational awareness. Now, where I shouldn't fly would be out towards New Bedford, because controlled airspace, so I need an authorization because there's an airport there. And then, you can check all these different regions, I mean, even when I go up to the White Mountains, I've got a lot of areas that are, so see that this is a red area, controlled, restricted, current advisories restrict flight, but then I can go just south of there and I'm clear for takeoff. So
Was it clear for takeoff in Eisenhower?
part of the whites. I mean, it depends. So see the red areas.
I
So
mean, it's a crow's fly away
Yeah.
from freaking Washington,
so you just
It's
gotta.
probably-
It
I
just
doubt it.
depends. Also, that's a federal app, so usually they'll only give you the federal stuff. So you got to look out for the local stuff.
Jeez.
Let's try to have a little fun.
No.
Can't have fun
And
anymore.
wait, now, so does that
Land of the free.
does that apply to the Mini?
Yeah, it applies to all drones.
crazy.
I
You
thought
got to
it,
be registered with the FAA as well. So
I thought the Mini didn't have to because it. We're good.
Okay.
that's slick. This graffiti makes it slick on here.
Holy
Look
shit.
at this. It's like squeaky.
So
You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I caught myself,
Oh my god.
but we wiped a little.
Good thing it happened over here.
It was
not
a good
anywhere
wipe,
near
though.
that.
That's a
Good
Oh, yeah.
Lord. We're good. I'm fat, but I'm durable.
Bumble bounce.
Oh man, this is awesome.
No spooky vibes today, huh?
I mean, a little bit here, to be completely honest with you.
What's the hype factor?
A little bit.
You get that creepy fact.
Yeah.
Well,
Up here,
not
right now, I
not.
feel fine.
For a place where people have definitely died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too
It's
terrible.
not heavy.
It's not. It's
Maybe
just
at night
because
it's a little
of.
heavier.
Oh God, I'm sure. I think the nighttime, not even just the dark, but I think that the energy changes completely in night spiritually.
Oh, yeah.
That's when the things that are on that other side of the veil or whatever they're more comfortable.
Also, because we don't understand dark. It's always been a thing that's, back in the past, you go out in the dark and, some kind of big animal, a tiger or lion comes and eats you.
Yeah,
Our ancestors had to deal with that.
right. So this is something that evolution has programmed into us to be afraid of.
Going out at night is just not a great idea. So
Right.
That's why people get so freaked out.
Dude, speaking of evolution and programming, Joe talked about on his show. I'm going to ask you about this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this as good as he did. But so Joe from Hellbent,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Joe, Jesse,
I
you
was
guys.
thinking Joe Purdue for some reason.
No, I don't know who that is. Do I?
Wild and Weird West Virginia.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah, awesome. So Joe and Jesse had a conversation one night, and I forget who brought this up. I think it was Pyromedic. Pyro, if you're here, I believe it was Pyro brought this up about like the six-fingered giants and the Nephilim and all this stuff, right? And then Joe was talking about how there's this new AI artwork app.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Where people are creating fake pictures.
They all have they never get the fingers right.
They don't get the fingers right
I feel
or
like-
the teeth.
Yeah, the teeth and the fingers get completely messed up. Because I know a lot of people are starting to use AI art for like videos and stuff like that, thumbnails even.
Yeah.
And if you look at a picture, if you want to determine how it's AI is, a lot of times the fingers just don't look. They're like 6 fingers, or it'll look like it's just they're molded together.
Yeah.
It doesn't look normal. The teeth on the Bigfoots will look weird.
But he's got people. We're
Yeah.
talking about people.
Oh yeah,
And the fingers, there's 6 fingers.
The people, it's
There's
always messed
twice as many teeth or something.
Yep.
And
It would
what's
be like if you see a shark's mouth where they have those layerings. Of teeth.
yes,
It's like that, but in a human, which obviously is
it's not right. Yeah. So what's happening is people are seeing these and they're having these really, really visceral reactions to it. It's freaking people out.
You know what it's called? It's called the uncanny
valley. But so Joe brought, when he's talking about, he says, so what
Why
is
are
it?
people having? I think I know what you're talking about. The basic concept is, why would somebody be having such a visceral reaction to something that looks so human-like? Because maybe that's some kind of a past memory or something like that.
What was out there that looked
Right.
so close to a human, but not quite right enough that it was programmed into us at some point to have this
Wary.
visceral reaction when we see something that's a little bit off.
I mean, even any of these kind of hominids. I mean, even I wouldn't say seeing a gorilla or something like that would give you the same reaction. I think we're going this way. That's the road that goes that you could drive.
Right.
You drive up
yeah,
on.
You're right.
We'll go to the Wampanoag Ceremonial Circle. That's a really cool spot once you get out.
But it's just a creepy thing to think about, man.
No, you're right. I mean, I know that's with the AI, it's just going to increase more and more. But yeah, that's called the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Hey, look it up. It's a very interesting kind of thing. It's
super
just
interesting.
how we react to this is just I don't want to say bizarre, but it's like a trait that we have that it feels uncomfortable when you see something like that.
Did you see that movie Megan?
Yep.
Right?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
No?
Nope.
So it's a computer. It's an AI computerized person, this little girl. And they made her to be a companion to a real girl, right? And she looks human, but not quite right. And I'm telling you right now, bro, I don't get freaked out at movies. That when I was looking at her, my gut reaction was like, this is really creepy. And when I watched Tony Robbins interviewed by an AI robot, same thing, dude.
Was here before? I feel like we would have. That's just weird. I'm like, who would throw that just now into the trail? I would take it out with me, but it's glass and I don't have anywhere to carry it with me. Totally like to take trash out, and you can, but unfortunately, this woods is so trashed.
It's littered.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's like, for the people in this area, this is kind of the only really big wooded habitat. So not being able to steward that properly is sort of a bummer.
Right. So if you go out in the woods, people, leave it how you came, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Leave no trace.
leave no trace.
Do what Bigfoot does.
Yeah, leave no trace. That's right.
He was already in the parking lot. Yeah, so it's cool. I mean, I haven't been down here in like a year. It's fun to get down here. Kyle has not been here before, so that's pretty cool. Kind of share some of the stories.
Yeah, I've not been to this part at
This
all.
place has just taken on a life of its own. The whole
Yeah.
Bridgewater Triangle mythos. It's just fascinating.
It
Because
really
whatever it is, if it's not a actual tangible, some with events going on, it's some kind of thing that affects us. Clearly, it's become part of our mythology. I mean, it's so strange.
Yeah.
Again, there's so many aspects to it.
Sure.
When I heard from like guys that used to be involved with it, and folks like John Horgan talk about how there's an inordinate amount of psychiatric wards in this area, and people here about like mental health was worse than other places per capita.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if we cut out, but on my end, it went funky.
Thanks, man. You got the little seat in there too. The squatch.
I got my little squatch tool.
Good little day pack, huh?
Yes. Yeah. A little bigger than my other one.
Probably pretty lightweight too. So.
Very lightweight. It's very comfortable.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for these tacos, man.
Dude, I keep hearing. I've heard about this Mexican place.
Look it up, right? It's still a business.
I hope it's still there.
Because if it's closed,
I haven't been since
I'm
the
going to.
summer.
I don't know. I won't cry, but I will probably be very upset.
We'll be getting Portuguese food.
Yeah. When did you go in the summer? You said.
I went this summer with the wife.
What you think?
Honestly, she didn't like it.
Really?
I don't know why, but
So Aleks has talked about this Mexican place. Brian said it was very good.
There's really good tacos.
Apparently, this place is really good, and it's here.
Very authentic.
Very, very random.
We found it last year while filming down here, and we were filming at the Battleship Cove, right? It's the
Yeah, yeah,
Fall
yeah.
River, it's all the big ships.
Yep.
You see them on the way there, I guess. And we found it, and we're like, thinking about, oh, do we get Portuguese food? Fall River, huge Portuguese community. We went there, and it turned out to be bomb. I mean, it even impressed Eli, who's from Southern California. So, I mean, he knows his Mexican food down there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, this is like as good as something you might find in that area. So,
Wow.
there was a lot of Mexican people there. So,
That's a
that
good
was
sign.
Right?
It's a very good sign.
It wasn't like an Americanized kind of one.
Right.
Like birria tacos, just all the real good stuff.
Okay. All right. I do love a good Southern California fish taco. You ever had a Southern California fish taco?
I don't know, not in Southern California.
Oh my God, dude.
It was
Spicy aioli.
Oh my God,
Well,
dude.
yeah, it's Taqueria
Some
El
slaw.
Habanero. That's the name of it.
What is it?
Yep. Taqueria El Habanero, and it's rated 4.5 stars. So
Okay.
that tells you something.
No,
Okay.
Every time it's always busy. Whenever I
Yeah.
go by.
I mean, luckily, it's a Wednesday, so we're good. I mean, it shouldn't be too
We
bad.
did get into supper time too. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right.
5 o'clock.
I know.
It's 5?
Isn't that crazy?
Holy mother.
Time flies, especially with us 3 yappers. Can't get us to shut up.
It's been probably the most words spoken in a friggin' 5-hour period between 3 people ever.
I'm gonna need it. What's your chat? Yeah.
The talking is the cardio.
Right. I think I need to talk for 3 days after this.
This has been so fun, man. This has been such a beautiful day, man.
Not too hot, not too cold.
No, it's
Like
perfect.
in the high 40s, low 50s.
It's perfect for doing this. When you're out moving around, you warm up a little bit.
Exactly. But I mean, you see the thing from the bottom. It really doesn't look that high until you get up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
He
is
also-
a
I mean, it would have been
toss,
when he
man.
went up there. Would have been before that log was
Yeah,
there.
that
because
log was not there.
He said he could drive right up.
All this was. I
She was
remember
going up the
back.
hill.
I remember this was all cleared out. This
Well,
was
if people
clearing.
were able to drive in and out, then this stuff
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to grow.
They
You know?
started blocking this stuff off because they
Because
were
too
getting.
much partiers.
Yeah, there's too many people coming to her trash and stuff with cars, and so you can really only get in with a car with special permission.
People just don't know how to act.
No, and that just ruins the good stuff for the rest of us. Yeah,
That's the thing.
and we all lose it, you know. That's
It's
the
these
bummer.
damn kids. These damn kids.
Chewie.
We all grew up outside, right?
I was like the last generation. I was
Yeah.
90s kid, so
Yeah.
I was before
How old are you?
PlayStations and so. Huh?
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
30 this year, right, Aleks? 30 this year?
Yes, yeah, 30s.
Yeah. Okay.
29.
I was gonna guess somewhere around there.
so.
How you doing, guys? Okay, so yeah, you're the last generation of kids to play outside.
The tail end. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
the
I got
truth,
my
man.
brother. He's,
Well, the online gaming.
It's the truth.
our
my-
brother's 20, about to turn 23. You know, he's in that
And
that group that they didn't, you know.
so
didn't
much
play around.
different than you.
They
Yeah.
they grown up with the phones and the PlayStations and everything.
We friggin' my mom used to have to beg me in. Like,
Yeah.
I would push every limit I could.
Oh yeah.
If I could get out of the house right at sun up, you know,
Yeah.
right when the sun starts coming up.
Yeah.
If I could get out of the house that early on a weekend,
Oh,
like I was doing it. And
yeah.
then,
pitch black on a summer night. You're getting in at home at night.
oh, dude,
Those nights where it goes 9:30, 10 before it's fully dark.
totally dark. Yeah, those are the best back then, man. It was like, yep, we'd be riding our
Showing
bikes.
age now, huh?
I don't care. I'm
I'm
gonna be.
almost in my 30s, so I'm starting to get there.
I feel I'm young inside.
Yeah.
I'm a kid at heart.
He is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even block off stuff here. I mean,
Yeah, everything.
Brian, you're closer to my age, right?
We're a year apart, dude.
Oh, that's right.
44.
That's right.
March 14th.
That's right. Oh, hey, again, happy birthday to
Hey, happy birthday. Your birthday's Saturday. right?
Saturday. Yeah.
oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say happy birthday to Country Boy Cryptids. Chris, it's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, he's a good egg, dude. Such a nice guy. We're actually doing a show on Sunday that has nothing to do with this.
Dude, the wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're doing an old school
Okay, I'm
wrestling
there, dude.
show because we're both fans of like old school
That's funny.
Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? I have a tradition every year on my birthday. Every single year on my birthday, either not the day, sometimes it's on the day of, which this year it is. But it's always the weekend of my birthday. WrestleMania is that weekend every single year. Okay. And so every year I watch WrestleMania
Nice.
as part of, my birthday. It's just something I've done for years. I first started watching wrestling with my grandparents, and my grandmother and me were super close. So there's a lot of sentimental value to it for me. But so I was like, yeah, let's do the show because WrestleMania is Saturday and Sunday now. We'll do a little Sunday show and talk about some old school wrestling. It's going to throw off a whole bunch of people, but
That's my time I watched it when I was a kid, man. It was just so good.
oh, that was great. It was great.
They don't have those characters.
Yep. The last time wrestling was good was back with Stone Cold and The Rock back in like the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. That was the last time wrestling was good. Those guys were amazing. They were so entertaining to watch. And then after that,
TNA now.
ugh.
You know what I mean? TNA.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what's come a long way. Is women's wrestling. Some of these women who wrestle now are better in-ring wrestlers than the guys. I mean, it's crazy what they do. Crazy. Look at these woods, man. Creepy, creepy, creepy.
There's a swamp down here. If I had my muck boots on, I'd go in.
Yeah, you'd be playing like little
Chewie. Been out all day, man. Thank you.
Whoop!
So pathetic compared to him.
I always wanted to try doing an Ohio Hell.
I've tried it. It's hard to replicate.
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
Solo can do a heck of a replication of it.
Really?
Take is a pretty decent one. Hated dirt bike still over
Yeah, those look fun, dude.
there.
Those look fun.
Did that as a hut too. Chewie.
That looks like a massive mix up there. Well, this is so awesome, man.
Oh, you're a puppy, huh?
No, he's actually 7, but he
Oh,
acts
so is
like
she.
a puppy.
Hi, baby. What's? Oh my God, you're soft.
Oh, we got
Is
sloppy.
there
Got
mass?
shoelaces.
Is there Mastiff in her?
No, she's Anatolian and German Shepherd.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow. She's got shepherd in her
Yeah.
too. Oh, wow.
So I got her
Oh, I
from
can see it in the
Yeah.
face.
She's
If you
big.
look at her from the side sometimes, you can
Yeah,
see
I could see
that for sure.
Yeah, he's a quarter German shepherd.
Okay.
So.
She's big.
When I got her, they were like, yeah, she's German and like lab or something. I was like, okay, cool. And then she kept growing and kept growing.
Hey,
She's cute.
Thank you.
have a good one, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
See, if that was Maverick,
Oh boy.
he'd have been jumping in that dog's face, paws up in its eyes,
Oh my god.
and then he probably would have been mauled.
Jeez.
He is. It's just tough because, so when he was fostered with two full-grown Rottweilers,
Ooh,
a full-grown Dobie,
you had to be kind of tough, huh?
and then I think 1 or 2 pit bulls.
Ooh,
And this is when he was a puppy.
that's rough.
So they were nice dogs, but he got used to playing
Very aggressive.
big dog
Yeah.
way. So he plays very rough.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's hard to socialize him with other dogs because most people are like, dude, like, get your dog off of our dog.
Oh man.
So that's why doggy daycare is going to be huge
Yeah.
for him. Woo!
Yeah, almost there. We're almost to the parking. The Wampanoag place is just to the left. I know there's a path through on the left here, but I don't know it enough to be certain to get back. So there's a couple turns. It's really not far. There's this old big stone
fireplace. I don't know what I'd even call it really.
Oh, I saw it on the way in. We passed it.
Yeah, like a hern. I would say hern.
Looks like a big giant fireplace, chimney.
Yeah. The Wampanoag Circle is not far from there.
It's interesting here, man. Even the way the wind blows, there's something mysterious about it.
Give me fall vibes. I don't know, Halloween or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gypsy moths killed a ton of stuff, dude. A ton. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about here, but definitely in Patchogue where I go, they had to clear cut a whole bunch of places out there to stop it from spreading. Or it was a mix between the gypsy moths and then some weird disease that the trees got.
Yikes.
And so they clear cutted some really large areas to stop the spread. I'm curious to find out about the fires here.
Yeah, me too.
I really don't know what that is.
You're seeing that.
Yeah.
Strange, man.
If it was a purposely lit fire, they would have burned it all down. When they have controlled burns like that, usually, right? Don't they just burn an area down?
And you see all the pull-offs where people just set up
Yeah.
and have little fire rings.
Hey, you guys didn't get to see. I couldn't go live on the back of Copper Cut Road and
I'll
whatnot.
probably make a short of the copy cut. I'll make
Yeah.
a 2-3 minute video of it.
Yeah, because I did video some of it. I just couldn't go live.
I mean, there's even that sign that says, no service.
No
for the next
service. Right as
50
you're getting
miles.
onto it, yeah, no
It's
service.
just unheard
it
of
says.
for an area down here. I mean,
It's pretty all around it. It's city.
Yeah.
like within 20 minutes of leaving here, we will be in downtown Fall River. Less than 20. It's literally 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I kid you not. You'll see. It's like
And the
unbelievable.
ocean.
Yeah.
And then the ocean, yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, for as kind of sketchy of a place Fall River is, it's pretty scenic looking. It's kind of on a hill. You've got the big bridge.
Yeah.
The sun setting.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
And
With the ships and everything.
It's
That's cool. And you're basically in Rhode Island.
there's a lot of history around here.
An old
Well, New
industrial.
Bedford's not far either.
What's that?
New Bedford's not that far.
New Bedford.
That was the whaling city, right?
New Bedford.
Oh, man.
That's how they say it. New Bedford.
Yeah. You lose your R's.
They still do a ton of fishing out of there.
Yeah.
A ton, man. A ton. Look at that little trail.
Yeah, there's just all these little offshoots. I mean, it's another thing we were talking about earlier with the hut. There was a cabin and there was an underground bunker that was connected to the cult activity. Somewhere out here buried. Nobody really knows where. I mean, actually, people do know where it is. But there's not a lot left. It's kind of decrepit at this point. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I just thought I heard something. Move. Oh my God, dude.
Like walking around.
Nope. No, sir. No, sir. A person in a black robe peeking out from a tree. Nope. Red robe, black robe, don't matter. If they're robed up in the forest here and I see them, not cool. I got 10 somethings for them. Yeah. They're trying hard to keep people out here. This is a monster gate. This thing is huge. This is huge.
It's like finding any little way to get in. People find a way. I mean, get through the fight to be easy. No, no, that's good. No, actually, it does go good. You want to just cut through here?
Yeah.
It does go,
That'll
doesn't
take
it?
straight to there, yeah. Oh boy.
Huh. You know what? Show me the way.
Good Lord, that's a big old dump.
Yeah, it does go straight through here. Yeah, it does.
Oh boy. Fat guy.
Oh shit.
We're good.
It's like a barricade that a dinosaur broke through.
Yeah, this is nuts.
That's funny, that was just out of pure grass. I know. It's like, do you really think someone's going to be able to drive through this? I mean, the 3 layerings of it.
Oh, you're not getting your dirt bike or anything.
Yeah, that's bet you that's not the reason.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, just throw all the dead stuff like that.
Grasshopper says gates are made for busting. Good God, I got to do this real quick. Just look. Look in there. Just kidding. It's so dark and deep and dense. I don't know that I'd even go in there, that I'd want to go in there. It's creepy.
Holy shoot. Picnic, we got
Ceremonies or something here. The ceremonial circles up there.
It's a very... Huh?
You can see the circle right there.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you can. There's a little path that goes through right here.
Yeah, it comes right here. Oh, the main trail. Hey, Chew. One way, dude.
So, Chewie, Star Wars fan?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Well, Chewie for sure.
Oh,
Somebody graffitied up in
come on, man.
So this would be is like a Wampanoag symbol, native symbol, but clearly it's been tagged by taggers, some douchebags.
Yep.
There was a thing, I think they had tagged it here with like KKK stuff on it.
Oh, Jesus.
It's kids LARPing being dumb.
Yeah, I don't know any better.
Be edgy, put up. You know,
Yeah, because they don't know how to be edgy otherwise and to be, willfully
Like the kids that
racist and...
But putting up the pentagrams too. Like, you don't know what they're doing.
No. Oh, wow. This looks like... I think I fought in one of these before in a parking lot.
Doesn't it almost look like a cage?
In my younger years, I'm telling you, I've seen some
Backyard
very sketchy ones built in people's yards.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Pine needles.
Dude,
ground.
that's my favorite. I love pine forest. They're my favorite. Soft ground.
Smell. Here's the colors of the one for now. Oh wow.
Very cool.
they would have their ceremonies or some kind of ceremonies, I guess.
Very cool, man. This is
There's
amazing.
not a lot of those people left, that Wampanoag descended. So obviously, it's tough to kind of keep that culture alive, I imagine.
Right. That's what happens, because when
Some of the first to killed,
right, and people are younger, they don't want anything to do with that
They want
stuff.
to get away from it. Yep.
And then when they get older, they're like,
What did I miss out on?
what did I miss out on? I wish I had, tapped into my
It's
roots.
solidly built. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
it's a cool little spot.
Very cool.
Another kind of, I don't know symbolically what this means, but maybe somebody from that culture can explain it. Chewie, don't go into it.
Yeah, if anybody knows what this might be or what it symbolizes, let me know. Dude, check this out. Come here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Feather in the tree. Yeah.
Very cool.
See, you have a feather in the tree.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's funny. Every time I've been here, it's always this way. This type of light. I've only been here like towards the evening like this. It's crazy, actually.
I like this area.
This is neat.
So we've
Yeah.
got little side trails that go off from it, but yeah, this is. I know they come here certain times a year to do their ceremonies, which is pretty neat.
Probably something to do with maybe the changing of the seasons. Maybe they would
Yeah.
come here, or the equinoxes.
I don't know. I couldn't speak to it, but this was one of the first tribes to have contact with people from Europe. So obviously, the history has been over 400 years to this point. So tragic history. I mean, I think that plays a role into a lot of the stories that you hear here.
Yeah.
You hear about in the Triangle having to do with Prince Philip's War and the bloodshed that took
You get
place.
sacred lands, you get all this stuff. Just
All
All
one.
converging in one space. Yeah.
In Massachusetts, of all places. I mean,
Right.
most people would never expect this.
No.
Little old New England.
and the bloodshed from, like you said,
Gosh.
the wars.
Just the
Way
murders,
back.
everything.
And when you're talking about wars and battles from those times, you're talking about a much brutaler way of killing people.
Oh yeah.
This is not. It was
Gun
not,
is easy.
a gun is easy. It's not the
Stabbing someone
same.
to death is
Yeah,
impaling them. I mean, that's just
That's a
brutality.
whole nother
I should have
kind
brought
of
some sage.
animal.
caving their head
Yeah,
in
that would've been
with.
I forgot to bring.
Dude, I almost bought it too at the store, and I was like, I don't want to look like a huge
Oh, I
weirdo.
should have let you know because it would have been cool to light some. It's kind of a symbol of respect,
Yeah.
But we left the place as we found it, so that's respect enough.
It's just little interesting
I think
things.
the sound, if you just listen, the sound of this place. I mean, disregarding the car, you hear the wind through the pines.
Yes,
That-
I was just gonna say it.
Yeah, that is for me what I think why this takes the spot because it's right in the pines. Look at this. I mean, the ground is so soft and inviting.
It is.
I'd sleep on it.
Yeah.
It is very inviting. Yes, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel safe here. I feel peaceful here.
Look at this. See where Chewie went? There's also a little.
Look at that.
I was gonna say there's this here too. Look.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Whatever that is. Yeah, I don't know.
Makes you want to take all the rocks off and see what's
Oh,
how
I don't know
deep
if I-
it goes.
Nope.
I know, but I'm just
whatever's in there.
Nope.
that kid curiosity in me.
Yeah. Yeah, but even this little foundation thing here,
Look at it, just so well put together.
it is. It's beautiful. Look at look at that.
I mean, you take all the debris out. It's really impressive.
You don't even know how deep this goes
Wow.
because it's filled in with stuff.
Wow.
It's perfectly circular. Like,
What do you think, Chewie?
so cool.
Fascinating. I didn't even look at
Leave
this
it,
stuff
Chewie,
last
yeah.
time we were here.
He was gonna go down and find out for us.
Yeah, he's gonna go underneath all this stuff. Chewy boy.
Briars and things. Thorn bushes.
Hey.
Never. I don't know.
It is very hard to pick it
Yeah.
up.
Here you go. Here's an old.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is old.
That's an old one.
That's a nice bottle.
Yeah, look it. Check it out. No way. That's wine.
Oh, wow.
Wine. Wine. Not doesn't tell you what kind. Just wine. Generic wine.
Don't get picky back in the day. You just accept whatever kind you got.
They're like, I'd like the Sauvignon, please. You're like, nah. You're gonna get just wine.
No, they got wine.
One kind of wine.
Yeah, so
Is
it's
it
kinda
red?
cool.
Is it white?
Kind of a cool little spot. You know?
This is cool, man.
Right, not far from the road, but that's a bummer. That wasn't there last year when I saw that.
People can just be assholes,
So
man.
the colors, I guess, are the one to know.
People can just be assholes.
Yeah. Story of humanity, I guess.
They don't understand what it is, or ignorance.
Going, Chewie's got the right idea now. Because you see where the road is?
Let's do the road. I don't want to climb those.
I'm saying Chewie's got the right idea. I want to go that way.
Yeah.
Come here, Papa.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna hop off. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. So, this is the first time I've seen Hellbent Joe and Hellbent Holler. Joe, did you create a second account?
There's 2 in 1.
He said Hill People Gear. Oh, us royalties.
Yeah, ready?
Right there. He's got it on.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I've got it fully loaded. All kinds of stuff. Got my Bigfoot bushcraft in here. The little fire starters. I
Those things are cool.
keep those. I've got my Sawyer squeeze filter. My phone in here. Flashlight.
He said soon every field researcher will have a chest rig.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, I mean, just that's how I've got my piece in here. License to carry in Massachusetts, I must add for legal purposes. My little water bottle, so I can put the filter under here and drink out of this. Some P-cord, keys, wallet, so I don't need to have a big pack on. I can just have everything I need here. Right, Chewie?
Joe, just so you can see real quick, this is part of that bag that I bought. So this attaches to the front. It snaps through these. It actually has 2 buttons that snap, and then there's Velcro. So it's clips, button snaps, Velcros to the front of that backpack that's in the car, and then you can take it off and wear it like this.
Yeah. I mean, they're great. I'd seen Joe and Jesse wearing these, but I've also seen a lot of people I followed in like hiking and backpacking and hunting. They wear these too. And I just kept thinking to myself, because when I was in Alaska last year, I was wearing a fanny pack. I tried that out. I had pretty much the same contents in here, minus the firearm, inside the fanny pack. It was okay. I found what was nice is I could move it around if I'm hiking, but it still got in the way.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
still holstering my revolver, especially in Alaska. So I just thought, man, this is a well-worthy investment. I wore it in Louisiana intensely. Now I've got it here. It's so comfortable.
Yeah, look
the
at
way
it.
it rides. And
Yeah.
I mean, I can't complain. I probably got maybe 5 pounds in here, and I've got everything I need.
Yeah.
It
what-
works.
So you're not getting any royalties from me because I didn't realize you had a thing with Hill People. Otherwise, I would have tried to help you out.
Yeah, because I asked Joe about some tips when I was getting it. I was just like, oh, how do you like yours? Because I'd seen other companies doing it too. And
Yeah.
from what I saw, everyone said these guys were kind of the premium, I guess. So I just decided, hey, what the heck? This is something I know I'm going to get a lot of usage out of.
Sure. Yeah.
It just works really. It's like, I call it, it's like a glorified chest fanny pack.
Yeah.
It's cooler though.
It's
a lot
much cooler. Yeah. It looks way more tactical.
And the draw is really nice. I mean, I've practiced with it, the variety of firearms, just being able to get that in and get it out. Super easy. And kind of the technique I like to go is I'll have it slightly open like this, just a tiny bit, and it's super durable. And then I can just get 1 or 2 fingers in there and rip that open super easily.
And it's a fast draw.
Because I thought about getting maybe a chest, rig to carry.
Yeah.
You can't have the rest of this stuff.
Right.
So little bit of a counterbalance too. If you have a pack on, you
Sure.
can actually clip it to your backpack. So I think it just checks off a lot of boxes that I was looking for. So
Right. Yeah.
definitely props. And like I said, I mean, I've seen people wearing it, but Joe and Jesse were kind of the first I'd seen in like the cryptid paranormal world.
Yeah.
Really wearing them. So absolutely quality stuff.
Well, you heard it here, folks. We take our fashion tips from Hellbent Holler.
Yeah, and from Encrypted Connections there.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it's man jewelry, it comes from me. But I got these guys. Everyone here exchanged gifts this morning, and it wasn't planned. Like I didn't know that you guys were coming with stuff. Like I got the bracelets because I said I got to get something for each of us so that we're protected.
Yeah.
And instead of getting little stones you put in your pocket,
Yeah, this is so much more practical.
it's so much more practical.
That's what I thought you were gonna have.
Yeah,
I
some
was like,
crystals
oh, this
or
is
something.
cool.
This
I
is
like
definitely
this,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got some stickers.
Yeah.
You gave us the Squatch Research mugs.
Yeah, the tumblers.
Tumbler, yeah.
Awesome.
Tumbler, yep.
Yeah,
Going on the desk for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, this has been such a fun day, man. I remember the last time I had this much fun.
You know what? I did too, because the time just flew right
Yeah,
by.
Flew,
It's been
dude.
a year since him and I came down here.
Yeah, it's been just about a year.
Every time it's a blast.
Yeah, this is great. It's just so nice to be able to get out with other people who, enjoy this stuff too, and who have ties to the New England area, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Quite a few people now.
Yeah, I guess we were the first really in here, and now there's more.
We were the trendsetters.
Almost 6 o'clock, so yeah.
We were the trendsetters.
We did see a bunch of people coming in.
Survival Merce.
Yeah, right.
See, now Joe's saying, or Jesse, I'm not sure. I think it's Jesse because Joe's Hellbent Joe. Jesse, is that you for Hellbent Holler? I'm guessing. By my powers of deduction, if there's Hellbent Joe, then Hellbent Holler must be Jesse. We'll get y'all on the mystery ranch packs next. This place is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's always nice to trade
Sure.
gear and stuff that we use in the field with other folks.
Absolutely. Yeah, Joe was telling me, he's like, dude, you need a good pack.
Yeah.
And he was right. I did. So I ordered one. I got it now. Oh, it is Jesse. Okay. So my powers of deduction were right. Oh. All right. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to sign off. We're about to go get some banging Mexican food, some tacos. And then after that, get back on the road and head home. It's been such a great day. This has been so fun, guys. Like,
Glad we got to share it with.
yeah, I'm so grateful that you
cool.
guys invited me, because
Yeah, of course.
this was.
You know, it's funny because I've been wanting to get back down here. Like I said, it's been over a year, and he's close by here. And then it just kind of, with all of us, just kind of happened.
Yeah. Well, you came on the show, and then from there, it just, yeah. Well,
Everything aligned. The stars aligned.
the stars align. Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you guys all for showing up and hanging out in the chat. I'll go back and watch a little more. I know I wasn't able to interact as much, but having these guys here to tell what they know and go over their stories and stuff, I think you guys really were treated to some awesome content today.
watch some of those docs.
Definitely watch those
Aaron
docs.
Cadry.
Yeah.
Because that's the supreme thing on the Bridgewater Triangle.
It really is. I mean, it's like he doesn't leave anything out. He touches on everything.
If you're in any topic, basically,
It's in
he'll
there.
be satisfied.
Yeah. So yeah, go check that out. Thank you all for showing up. You know the deal. I love you all. I think you guys are just absolute rock stars. You're the reason that I continue to do this, even on the days when I don't feel like it. Today was not one of those days. Today was a day where I was up even earlier than usual and counting the hours down and praying that we didn't get a nor'easter out of the blue. Oh, the weather, man. It's just awful. So I'll check back in when I'm on my ride home, just to let you guys know I'm leaving, and we're taking off. And yeah, thank you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace and chicken grease.